to Healthy Options with Maureen. Today we'll be baking something that can serve as a very good breakfast option, can serve as a dessert as well, and as a snack. It comes in handy when you're hungry and you need to grab something. And I assure you it can also serve as something that your guests will enjoy this festive season. It is a date chocolate bar. It's loaded with antioxidants, it's loaded with fiber, it's truly nourishing in every way. Come with me because I know you'll be enjoying this. So these are the ingredients we'll be needing for our date chocolate bars. We'll be needing some old-fashioned oats. I have them in two different bowls because I intend to roughly blaze this in a food mill or in a food processor. This I will leave as it is. We need dates. As you can see, the dates have been depleted. I will show you what to do with the dates. We'll cut them into tiny bits so that we can blend it into the recipe. We need some honey, we need some melted butter, we need some shredded toasted coconut, we need some coconut milk, we need some salt, just a little bit of salt as you can see, then we need some cocoa powder. So the first thing I'll go about doing is to show you how to blaze this in a food processor. In this case, I'll be using a coffee grinder. You can use whatsoever as long as you're sure you're just going to roughly blend it or roughly mill it. We don't want it in the powder or flour form. We still need to see chunks of the old-fashioned oats. So I will show you how I go about this. I'll just put just enough for a quick meal. I'm going to cover this. Then I'll show you how I go about it. So that's the texture we are looking for. I'll pour it out in a bowl so I can show you what it looks like. So you can see I'm going to roughly blend the remaining and we'll proceed with our cooking. So as you can see, I just finished milling the old-fashioned oat. It's a very rough mill, like I said. You don't need it in the flour form. So the next thing that will be going into the coffee grinder is the shredded toasted coconut. If your kids don't mind this, you can leave it as it is. But my kids seem to like it when it's a bit broken down. So I'll break this down a little and I'll be adding it to the oats that has already been milled. So I'm going to be putting this into the meal as well. I will do it a bit at a time. So that is about what we are looking for, as you can see. So this will be going into the milled oats as well. So we have our coconut. So I just turned in the last batch of the shredded toasted coconut. I will show you how I get my dates into a mushy consistency. I'll be using a bread knife and a chopping board. So we take the dates a bit at a time and we try to cut it up into strips. Usually I just press it down this way to help get them a little bit glued or stuck together. Then I'll cut into bits like this. The serrated knife is very helpful with things like this. So when I'm done, I just gather it up and I try to smash on it with the bread knife. That helps to reduce it even further to tinier bits and it gives it this really mushy consistency. So I'll continue with my dates and when I'm done, I'll come and show you how I assemble all the ingredients to give us our date chocolate bars. So right now we are done with the preparation. We have here our dates cut into bits and all mushy, and we have the milled old-fashioned oats, roughly milled like I said, and also the toasted dried coconut. So as you can see, we are going to start our preparation now. So this is the time when we get our hands dirty because we're going to be mixing and blending in everything together with our hands. And the hand is the best tool to help bring everything together. So I will show you how we go about this. So the first thing that will be going in are your dates. As you can see, the mushy dates goes in. Our cocoa powder, it goes in as well. The salt goes in. Then we'll blend together with our hands. We try to get everything together as much as we can before we add the other ingredients. We roughly bring it together. Then at this stage we can add the coconut milk. So the coconut milk goes in. The honey goes in. The butter goes in, melted butter. And last but not the least, the old-fashioned oats that has not been milled goes in as well. So we bring together with our hands. Try to blend everything together. The good thing about using your hands for this is that you're able to feel around for lumps, especially the lumps for the dates. So you make sure everything blends into the mixture so we have a homogeneous mixture. So right now, as you can see, we've been able to blend everything perfectly well. I'll be pouring this into a prepared pan right now and I will show you what next to do. So that's our prepared pan. As you can see, it's been greased and lined with a baking paper. So I'll be putting this in it and I will smoothen it out. So I'm going to use a flat surface, something as flat as this, to smoothen this out. If you don't have this, you can just use whatever works for you at home, a tool that works for you. So I'll use this to press down on this and I'll smoothen it out. So as you can see, it's quite an easy process. It just needs you applying a bit of pressure on it. Press it down and move it to every part of the tray. So as you can see, we have a smooth surface now. So I'll be placing this in the oven. I will come back and show you what it looks like when it's cooked. So as you can see, it's been about 25 minutes and I just got this out of the oven now. I'll let it cool for some time, then I'll come back and show you how I turn it out of the baking sheet and how I slice it. I've allowed it cool for some time. I'll be using this baking sheet. I will invert the day chocolate bars into it, then I'll start slicing. So using the baking sheet, I'll invert it this way. As you can see, I just inverted it. I will lift this up. And you can see how easily this peels up. I will show you how I slice it now. So usually, I do a longitudinal cut first, along the day chocolate bars this way. You can also use the cutting board. So what I usually do, I'll cut it into two, into the middle, in the middle, so I can get an even cut all the way through. I'll slice this again. And each of these should give us 3 of the day chocolate bars. So as you can see, I just finished cutting the first rectangle into bars. I will go on with the second half and I'll come back and show you how I serve it. So this is what our date chocolate bars look like. As you can see, I'm about to store it in the refrigerator. It's already in a plastic container. I will shut it with a tight lid, an airtight lid, then I will keep it in the refrigerator and I can snack on it whenever I want. I can use it for a breakfast bar or as a dessert. Because we need this to be special, I will show you how we can serve this with dessert for Christmas. So these are some of the ways in which I serve up my date chocolate bars. I could either serve it up with some homemade ice cream. I actually have the recipe of this in one of my videos, so you could look it up. It's usually tasty also on its own as breakfast or as a snack. I hope you give this recipe a go and let us know what your take is on it. Thank you.